What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gameplays, and today we're on the British video game not for broadcast. Can't wait to jump into it. This is our third installment, yeah? Let's get into it. Day 15, a late night. You arrive home after another long shift to find a note waiting for you on your countertop. You recognize Sam's hurried scrawl. Chris has been evicted for not paying rent. You know where this is headed. Sam's gone to pick up Chris's stuff from the street. Don't wait up. Underlined twice. So this is your fault now, is it? You sulkily? Good God. You sulkily press play on the cheap horror film you were going to watch together. You used to absolutely terrify you as a kid, but always makes the two of you laugh. It's not the same without Sam, but you still chuckle to yourself occasionally. Aww. Just as you get the good bit, the part where Candy decides to investigate alone, your 14-year-old son interrupts. He wants to go to a friend's house. He looks at you in a way only a child can, pleading but somehow defiant. So, should we let him go as long as he promises to be home by 11? Or should we tell him no? He knows he's not allowed to go out this late on a school night. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty chill when it comes to stuff like this. I'm gonna say fine, but be home by 11. Clearly surprised, he practically races out the door. You doze in front of the movie, waiting up for his return. You start awake to the sound of the TV static. Good God. Who says that? You start awake? Is this British English? I've never heard this before. It's gone midnight, and there's no sign of Charlie or Sam. Great. It's a school night and he promised, so you go over there and march him home. Yeah. I'm coming to pick his ass up. Arriving at the friend's house, you find your son, who miraculously notices the time when he sees you. Wow. He may think you were born yesterday, but at least he apologizes. That's something. You recognize that cheeky, mischievous look. You can't help but let him off this time. Yeah, because we all did this shit. That's why I went to get him. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta let your kids make mistakes, but you gotta be there to pick them up. You know what I mean? Because if you never let them fall, they're never gonna learn. That's how we grow. You know what I mean? So you let him make the mistake, but then you go and you pick his ass up. It's fine. Jesus. Day 48? Alright, day 48. A tight Christmas. Alright. You can't help but crack a smile as you look around the table. The snow has settled on the grass outside. The kids are pulling a cracker. They're pulling a cracker? Like while your elderly mother tries to keep her eyes open. So they're pulling a joke. I suppose. This is a cracker. Alright. You did always have a soft spot for Christmas. Listen, the Brits and the Americans, we rib each other all the time. For various reasons. Usually because the Americans are shooting people. But, British English is a trip, dude, because I just don't always, I don't know, like, a cracker. Really? To me, this is a white boy, so I mean, whatever, man. Anyway, you're sitting at the head of the table now, your dad's place. It's been a tense afternoon. Everyone can feel it. It's the first time you've seen Chris since you refused to part with your passport. Whoa! Really? Alright, it's a big change for Sam. Two siblings used to be inseparable. Christmas is usually such a nice time of year. Yeah, true story. The clatter of culinary is all that can be heard as Chris stares poignantly at you. Let's see. I'm just gonna stay silent. There's not much to say here. Chris knocks back and forth a glass of wine. Knocks back a fourth glass of wine. A little too violently. See, Sam? Can't even look me in the eyes after what happened. Your daughter looks up confused. What do you mean? What happened? She asks quietly. You brace yourself. Sam tries to interject. Let's not go into it now. But Chris continues forcefully. No, I think she should hear it. Well, Susie, Alex here. Thank you, Chris. That's enough. Chris turns away from you, taking some frustration out on a cheap cut of roast chicken. Your daughter Susie seizes the opportunity to corner you. You know how you love me? Huh? You chuckle. This sounds familiar. I'm not gonna like this, am I? You joke. Susie rolls her eyes. You know, me and my friends are planning on going traveling this year. Susie begins innocently. Well, I was hoping you'd help me with money. She's interrupted by Chris, who makes a deviant snort. I wouldn't hold your breath, Susie. Not known for your generosity, are you, Alex? No, here's the point. What Chris wanted to do was illegal. If you watched the previous episodes, Chris, who is our wife's brother, shows up at our house, doesn't want to involve our wife, because in this we're playing a guy or whatever, and he starts asking to use your passport so he can effectively take his money out of the country so it won't get taxed by the new party that's just come in that wants to tax wealthier people. Anyway, ignoring Chris, you smile at your daughter. Let's continue on. We'll see so many parts of the world and learn so much about other cultures, Susie gushes. You sigh and lower your voice. You know money is really tight right now that Grandma's staying here. We just don't have that kind of money, Suze. Please, Harriet's parents are going to help her. Yeah, we'll find a way to make it work. Yeah, because helping your children travel, is probably, in my opinion, travel is probably one of the best ways to educate your kids, especially if you're from the U.S. and it's harder to get the hell out of your country. And P.S., if you're American, going to Mexico is not traveling abroad. I mean, it is, sure, but you're only going to go to the tourist places, let's be honest. And for the most part, you're just going to drink and hang out on the beach. So the reality is you need to get out and go to Europe or Asia or Africa or somewhere. But get the hell out of the US. And if you're from Europe, you know what I'm talking about, because you guys have driven across borders many times. Traveling for Europeans is not a strange thing. Or Asians. Asians travel a lot too. But Americans don't. So yeah, anyway, we'll find a way to make it work. 100%. Sam interrupts. Sorry, were you going to consult me on this, or were you going to just carry on pretending that I don't exist? You feel your cheeks flush red and turn away so Chris can't see. You know you haven't been the most attentive lately, but this rebuke still seems harsh. Sam exhales and seems to brighten. But luckily for someone, I agree. This is a great opportunity, and I'm sure we'll find the money somewhere. Exactly. Sam isn't looking at you. Charlie excuses himself awkwardly as you start to clear the plates in silence. Have you had a nice birthday, Pat? Your mother chimes in cheerfully. Merry fucking Christmas. No doubt. All right. Day 63. A welcome windfall. All right. You're leafing through the pile of accumulated posts. Each new bill pulls on your gut a little like lead weight until a flash of blue makes you pause. Recognizing the teal advanced logo of the envelope, you tear it open. Dear Winston residents, thank you for sending your passports for approval. We can now confirm their receipt and validation for the new assets and wealth redemption scheme. Hopefully this will make last month's arguments with Sam worth it. Let's see. As such, it's our pleasure to enclose a check, which we hope you will see as a symbol not only of our gratitude to you, but of our unwavering commitment to creating a society free of inequality. The throbbing of your flesh, speed-induced paper cut is the only reason you can't believe you're awake. Or you can believe you're awake. A check. A sizable one at that. Chris was right. Advances really are redistributing wealth. Oh, that's funny. Well, we continue to strive for the betterment of the nation and its people. Forward together. Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Peter was the one that couldn't stop swearing. Anyway, the weight of your financial burdens lessens slightly. It's bliss. Aye, indeed it is. Day 72. A long weekend. All right. Why does the zip on this damn case never close? It's your anniversary. Every year you and Sam go away for the weekend, usually camping. You're not made of money, but you've been looking forward to it for ages. Finally getting some time alone together where you can forget about the noise of life. No kids, no work, just a bit of romance and some peace and quiet. The zip finally gives up the battle and you drag the bulging suitcase down the stairs. The answering machine is blinking on the hall table. Good evening, Alex. This is Mr. Bozeman. I'm calling to inform you that you'll be required to work this weekend. Your heart sinks. Some information has come to light concerning the rising tension between our nation and foreign powers, and the National Nightly News team will be working around the clock to ensure that we break the story first. Needless to say, we will expect your attendance tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. sharp. Have a pleasant evening, Alex. Shock turns to annoyance and then fury. What are you going to tell Sam? The truth? Sam comes downstairs, brimming with excitement, kissing you. They grab the car keys from the dish and they start to load your bags into the back. Ignore the message you need this weekend. Apologize profusely to your spouse, but you really should go into work. Bozeman's temper is legendary. It doesn't matter about his temper. That's what you do for a living. It's time to go. Sorry, Sam. You're going to have to understand. I got to go to work. You sigh heavily. You're going to go, aren't you? The voice behind you makes you whip around, so you nod simply. Of course you are. It's too much to expect for you to put your family first for once. God forbid. I don't know why I bother, Alex. I really don't. And with Sam's gone, I'm sorry. The front door swings slightly in silence. Well, look, what do you expect? You want me to keep paying for everything? Like, what's the deal? Like, you're going to have to let me go to work, dude. Day 98. A permission slip. Your son Charlie hovers at your elbow as you read. Do you find yourself striving to achieve? Are you an active member of the team? Do you like reaping the benefits of cooperation? Join the advanced go-getters today. Forward together. Does this sound like the youth club he told you about? Charlie grabs the flyer from you as you thrust a form into your hand. Okay, so I can walk there straight after school and Ben's sister can drop us off after. So you won't have anything, or you won't have to do anything. Yeah, okay, I've heard a child say that before, and it's never true. All right, you signed the permission slip for your son to join the Advanced Go-Getters. Let's go. Your son is thrilled. It's heartwarming to see him passionate about becoming an active part of the community. This can only be a good thing. I agree. Day 110. A profitable partnership. Good God, there's a lot of reading. After a particularly long day at work, you come home to find the post sorted into piles, as Sam has taken to doing recently. Most of it is usual rubbish. But there's a letter with increasing familiar advanced logo and urgent respond immediately plastered on the front in a correspondingly urgent red font grabs your attention. Best get it over with. Dear Winston residents, this letter is to inform you that the advanced government has taken another step forward in our fight for equality by nationalizing the largest private corporations and redistributing the resources among the citizens of this great country. The Partnership Bonds Program ensures that wealth created by the people is delivered to the people. Wow, okay. You don't remember this being part in the manifesto, for real. Every household will become a partner in one of 3 carefully selected institutions, chosen by advance for consistent high performance and financial security. Please note, all returns are based on public opinion and cannot be guaranteed. Please select one of the following. Okay, we have Eye of the Beholder, Incorporated. Whether it's cosmetics, clothing, or couture, we see the beauty in all our customers. There's Neil's Deals Limited. It's always a steal from Crazy Neil. And Pleasure Corps. Our business is your pleasure. From sport to travel, or even just some you time, you can't say pleasure without leisure. I guess we're supposed to pick the one that we think is going to be the most stable. Honestly, I'm going to go with Eye of the Beholder then, because cosmetics and clothing, while all of these are wants, basically, nobody here is selling needs. And if I'm going to invest, not that it matters, but if I'm going to invest, I tend to invest in needs as opposed to wants. Now, my businesses, because I do run businesses, my businesses have always been in wants. There's more money in wants. There's always more money in wants. But there's more quantity in need because you need it. So you buy it all the time. You're like a Porsche, like a nice Porsche, whatever. I don't even know the brands, but you buy a nice Porsche or like a Mercedes G-Wagon or something like that. Those are wants. You don't need that. You need transportation, but you don't need a damn G-Wagon. What you do need is like a Toyota Camry, right? And that's why Toyota Camrys are so much cheaper. Not because it costs less or costs more to make a G-Wagon. It's just simply that, it's a luxury item. So we're going to go with Eye of the Beholder. Sorry to rant. It's the best I could do. Anyway, thank you for making your selection. Please return this form using the envelope provided. You'll receive a report from your partners in 3 to 6 working months. Okay. It seems advance can't defeat the quagmire of governmental bureaucracy. Yeah, for real. Takes 3 to 6 months to get a response. The future of this nation is in partnership. Forward together. Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. How much influence could you have? I don't know. Good Lord, what day is it now? Day 120. A teenage rebellion. You step out of your old car in silence. Sam slams the door, and you wince, hoping the door won't come off its hinges. You won't say anything now. It's not the time. As you approach the front desk, you feel physically sick. The police officer asks you to wait. Uh-oh. Eventually, after what seems like an eternity, your daughter is brought out by an officer with a kind face. She's a good kid, but if we pick her up for graffiti again, we will have to charge her. You nod and apologize on Susie's behalf as Sam hugs your shell-shocked daughter. You shake her hand. The officer lowers her voice as you shake her hand. Keep her away from that boy, and I think she'll be fine. Oh, listen. Oh, it's always a boy. All right. In the car, you attempt to broach the subject, but Susie refuses to say a word. After a while, you give up on your questions about who this boy might be and just drive. Hours later, how far away are you? Jeez. You stare at the ceiling, worrying. Oh, okay. The stillness in the bedroom is the only sign that Sam is also wide awake. Who is Susie hanging out with? Why is she acting out? Neither of you are going to sleep tonight. Nope. Okay, but apparently like a month goes by. Day 153. Oh, good. We get to actually play the game. Gosh, I forgot that there was a game to this. I thought it was just a visual novel. Honestly. Oh, no. Day 153, The Tempest. All right, let me get my keyboard. It's that time. Oh, that must be our mate calling us.
Good evening, Alex. It's Bozeman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other two, so read those tape labels carefully, but make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break. Right, that's the lot. Have a great show. Toodle pip. My God, that weather looks nasty.
How's it going?
Oh, check your prostate. Yeah, that's definitely going to put that in there.
Apparently he has a complicated relationship with his fish.
No.
Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talk to you.
You're probably just a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality accidentally slip out?
Pricks. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm
Yes, you are.
Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
After 3 months of record-breaking approval ratings, could this be the daring first move of a silent resistance movement? And what would that mean as we go into the future?
We shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options.
With 2 of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high for the eventual return of the team to dry land.
Without enough engineers to successfully fix their craft, the team seem likely to attempt to farm the cavern's ecosystem while they wait for rescue from above ground. I think I'll stick to risotto, Jeremy.
Bloodbath avoided. As the last Mr. Snugglehugs is found and destroyed, we ask, how could we have been so blind?
Fortunately, this station wisely chose not to advertise Mr. Snugglehugs, and the subsequent disappointing sales turned out to be a miracle, as only 7 children were horribly injured by the lethal toy. How much worse could it have been? Thankfully, we'll never know.
Julia Salisbury, who mobilised numerous government resources to recall the product immediately after the first blindings, said today that the new advance mark, which must be earned by all new products, would be a 100% ironclad guarantee of safety and quality.
Fallen angel? Notorious addict Johnny Hamsleeve seems to have reached a new low in his battle with booze, as this recent picture reveals.
Johnny's star certainly lacks its former glow these days, with public concern over his mental and physical health growing at an alarming rate.
Since being banned from the national squad earlier this year after urinating on a referee during a friendly against East Grinchley, things seem to have gone from bad to worse for Hamsleeves.
Is this once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sport?
And onwards and upwards. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Rimington's Fist CEO Sophia Rimington today announced a brand new product that already has the markets buzzing with interest.
This groundbreaking product came as quite a shock when it was revealed earlier today, though its critics are sceptical that the young CEO can fulfill her promises.
When only a Flard will do, you need the Flardmaster 5000. That's the slogan accompanying the announcement that has rocked the construction industry this morning. The breakthrough device for aiding in installation is sure to change the way we see the humble Flard.
With that exclusive Prime Ministerial interview coming up later.
And our own Patrick Bannon live at the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's
National Nightly News.
30 seconds back.
Did you feel that? I just felt a drip on my head. Makeup! Jenny, is it raining?
Well, kind of fucked that one up, didn't I? Dude, that was terrible. Whoops. I'm like, wait, what am I supposed to push?
But first tonight, while Advance is certainly proving popular with the majority of the country, who've seen their wealth and standards of living increase considerably, for some, the transition has not been as pleasant.
That's right, Megan. The formerly aristocratic members of our society have had to make major adjustments to come to terms with the new regime.
Robin Short is in suburbia investigating rumours that these previously privileged people may be planning some kind of protest. Robin?
Thanks, Megan. I'm here in Moderate Hatchings to talk to Wentworth and Penelope Somerset Bentley, who were relocated to the house you see behind me after Advance passed the Assets and Wealth Act on their first day in office. Tell me, how are you settling into your new lives?
Well, quite frankly, Robin, we're not settling in at all. Our neighbours are whitewatters.
Simply language, but it's as steaming as a Wednesday hatch basket with too much spatting.
Steady now, Penelope. Sorry, Robin, my sister's under a lot of pressure. She had to dress herself this morning and she still hasn't quite recovered, Robin.
My good, quite a shock.
She really struggles with women's, Robin.
Well, at least you've been rehoused in a nice big house.
Big house? This grubby little gaddis spatch only has one staircase.
And the breakfast room and the dining room in the same bloody place. Imagine that, having all one's grub in one room. One room, Robin.
So what would you say to the people that feel that your family has had it far too easy for far too long, and that these redistributions are...
We think we've had it easy for fussle's sake. Only one of our swimming pools was even heated.
But realistically, what can you do?
Well, you've asked the right waddy question, Robin.
Thank you, Wentworth. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason.
I think our toilet butler was from Swinstead. Oh, I wonder what happened to him. I remember! Daddy tried to shoot him in the buttocks and he ran off into the woods.
Oh, good times.
Yeah, that's probably my last happy memory, Robin.
Tragic, but what can you do?
We will rise and rebel. We wage war on our revolting rulers with righteous words and rebellious writings. Our best guess in our quest for redress is to divest our breasts and an undressed bare chest protest.
Oh, what was that?
Daddy! Daddy, it's
Daddy!
starting!
Please don't do that. We can't show this on the news.
Right, you buggers!
Oh my God.
Mummy, she's proper cracked off too.
Well, at least you are showing some shame.
Who's this?
We at last!
Oh,
Somerset! Protest has started already. Nice sharp work, boy.
Thanks, Daddy.
He gets that.
forgive me, what are you trying to achieve here?
We just want to be footing well heard, that's all.
Oh, language, are nude, not rude.
Sorry, Daddy.
We want the world to realise we won't roll over and run away. We will revolt. We will rise again.
Yes, we bloody well will. Stuff and piff pop.
Surely we're going to come back.
We're going to come back.
As this embryonic protest movement takes one in the top legs, it's back to you in the studio. I'm Robin Short, struggling surreptitiously in moderate hatchings.
Thanks, Robin. Well, that's certainly a story we want to be keeping an eye on, eh, Megan?
Speak for yourself there, Jeremy, but I've seen enough shaft work to last me a lifetime.
I'm sure you have. But can a naked protest movement ever really catch on? It doesn't seem like the way we do things in this country.
But as I'm sure you're aware, Jeremy, this country is becoming a very different place.
Yes, but seriously, who's going to run around naked in our weather?
Oh, hopefully not you, Jeremy.
Yes, well, there wouldn't be enough canvas for the slogans.
When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
Oh!
She's funny.
Yes, I know. It is very endearing.
She wants your job.
She's welcome to it. Why is it raining on my desk?
It doesn't have to be that way.
Alex, Bozeman, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it. It's 6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
Wow, that's the most British thing I've ever heard in my life. Nobody wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out. All right, chap. Pip, pip. Hello, governor. Sorry. Oh, Lord Almighty. I'm so sorry. Yeah, we're grade B right now. This has been particularly rough. One, because I am half listening to what's actually going on.
But I always say welcome back.
I think we should just keep it as it is.
Well, of course you do. I've got one hack line.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
Good
That's
Lord.
right, fine. Jenny,
All right, well, never mind. Let's come back.
10 seconds.
Oh, I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
Want to see us fry? It's good for the ratings.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan. You join me live here from the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Ellie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the Orangi hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending, it's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the Fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. And, Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin. Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brain. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not up to last time. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Not a bad shot there from Harris. Back to Striker for shot number 3. All right. For shot number 3. All right. She's gone to sort of throwing it under her legs. Not bad, if you ask me.
Don't know why you can. To Harris.
Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth two in the bush. Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Ball. Move back.
I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round one. We can only hope that round two treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends. And of course, now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense. Striker giving it large.
Second round, striker giving it Harris.
Winter round two now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streak on the pitch. I apologise if we broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breasts and arse. Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving a bit difficult, and I'm struggling to follow because it's quite an eyesore, and women's bodies. Yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round two now, and Harris absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Eddie Striker. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever. Harris. And was that offensive thumb screw? We haven't seen that since the Heats. What a brilliant move. Back to Striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastering display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, we always say that. And after all, it is a game of two halves. 4 rounds and 7 subs. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Brimington's Fish.
On my whistle.
Nice piece of music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise for that. We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security is on it. And the bucket has been knocked over. I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again.
Final poses. Ballboy cannot be in the final pose.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these two players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Thank you.
Not bad. So that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. I don't know what's going on. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. I'm all right, ladies. Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because, of course, if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket. Back to Striker. And Striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course, perhaps... And yes, Harris has counted with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course, we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted. What a mud. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame.
Harris receives possession now.
Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. Here we go. Tommy Harris. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact. Caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Ellie Striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like, I mean, this is a mess now. I don't know what I can be doing about this. I mean, there's sort of breasts and genitals for all to see. I mean, there's only so much I can do. They're sort of everywhere, aren't they? I'll try and carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters, hopefully we can get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match. What's going on here? Yes.
We want our money.
Yes, very good. Take them away. Bloody wasters. Absolute wasters. Oh, jog on! It's an absolute bloody... Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it? Who could believe it? Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go anywhere at this point. Really high-level play here from two absolute juggernauts of the sport. Hold. The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. Interesting, juggling it around from her hands. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there. It's quite late on from Striker. But she's in it to win it. On it like a car bonnet. On it like a car bonnet. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. Not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today with Harris. And he's trying to have the banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic... There we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official.
Contestants in, please. And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is everyone!
Okay, the ref has decreed once again a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in the Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children. Another wonderful victory for me. Here come the on-site security to collect their medals, their 6th and 7th respectively. And thanks again for watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon, looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all I always have to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon had an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
When we come back...
Ow!
I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone shocked me.
What?
Fucking microphone just shocked me. Where's that sound guy?
Everything okay?
Oh, the mics are just trying to kill us now, apparently.
You'll be fine. You're unshockable.
I'm immune
Wow.
to your cheap flattery.
I'm wearing you down.
Boozman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance. The storm is playing havoc with the electrics, and you might notice the odd spark. Nothing to worry about.
Oh, yeah?
All the time.
I bet.
Dave got shocked into a coma last year, but he was up and at 'em the next day. Anyway, our compensation package is parallel to none. Good luck. Boozman out.
Inside your ironmongery, you'll get this in-depth companion magazine, charting the highs and
So sorry about all these buckets. We seem to have sprung a leak. Well, several, actually.
You're going to need a whole new lining up there. Triple silver.
Minister, it's so good to see you again.
Miss Wolfe, your star seems to be in the ascendant.
It's a great time to be alive.
Too bloody right, Peter Clement.
Megan Wolfe.
Alright, but that's a firm handshake you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks. Am I here?
Here, with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right you are, pet.
Your seat, love.
10 seconds, everybody.
No, mine's fine.
You had a little accident.
Cheeky cow.
5, 4, 3,
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles. It doesn't seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, whingers most. You know,
people who've yet to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be happy.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
Someone's dripping on me.
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death, Pet. She's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that Advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yeah, that's definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera,
Oh,
Pet?
sorry, yes, it's camera.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. He had to go to the hospital. My granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. He were all frail and pale. I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope. 3 days later, he were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching football. He wouldn't even wait till half-time.
That sounds...
It was awful. It were awful for us, and this is the point. It were awful for him. I could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away. And he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't. Or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they've run their course and don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline.
You've just given me electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I think it fried my asshole.
Are we still on the air, Peter?
Yes. Sorry. My apologies.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry. I've got zapped again. Can I get a little bit of help here, please?
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
That one was massive. Right, no, this bastard's coming off.
That the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of my grandmother with a rusty twat.
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
For fuck's sake!
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You really do move at a breathless pace. It's hard to believe you've yet to be in office a year.
Oh, Megan, we're only getting started.
And on that note, thank you both so much for being here. Jeremy.
Right, yes, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank yous go out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners at the Sports Board Final. And we'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. If you can, have a peaceful night.
Whoa, hey.
Good job, everybody.
From benign prostate.
Whoa.
So they just...
It seems so.
I don't suppose there's any way this could be a good thing.
It's my nephew, so we transitioned the moment I stopped the leak.
Oof. That was a rough day. Continue. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you, I'm not surprised. And I will take it. Total broadcast grade was an A. B, A plus B. Yeah, dude, there was a lot going on there, and I'm sure it's only gonna get more complicated as the weeks roll on. Man, I received a small bonus. Hey, listen, I'm alright with that. Current wealth, holiday time, good. At least we can afford to go out somewhere. Shares are doing okay. Oh, shares are down. But life is still happening, so we're all good here. The world is doing good, and the company loves us. This is what really matters, all right? I'm okay with this. Let's see. Let's check out these rushes, though. I'm ready for this. God. Oh, God. Law and Order. Oh, wait. No, this was day 153. Yeah. The sports board. That was the, let's see. Is this where all the insanity happened? Honestly, at the end of all this, we're just going to go through the rush room and play back all of the crazy stuff that we heard in the background, or the stuff that we couldn't hear because we were off air. But for right now, I just want to keep pushing the narrative on. These episodes are long enough as they are.
Well, that's what it says.
Yes, I understand that, but I always say welcome back.
I think we should just keep it as it is.
Well, of course you do. I've got one hack line.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
That's all right, fine. Jenny, there's something wrong with the auto cue.
10 seconds.
Oh, I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
Talk about having an old studio. All right. So these are rich people protesting by being naked? Is that what's happening?
Because it's quite an eyesore, and try and ignore all of that security. I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving a bit difficult, and I'm struggling to follow.
That's hilarious.
Because it's quite an eyesore, and women's body. Yeah.
Because it's
great.
nice.
Okay, so back into round
This
2
fool
now,
right here.
and Harry's absolutely determined to close that massive
That's hilarious.
gap.
All right, what was...
Eddie Strike.
Oh, that was that. Okay. Let's check out what the Tempest pre-roll was.
How's it going with Steve?
Why are all men such pricks?
That one, eh?
Apparently he has a complicated relationship with his faith.
No.
Sorry,
Weird.
are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talked to you.
Probably was a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality accidentally slip out?
Pricks. Going in 5, 4.
Oh no! All right, let's hear what the Prime Minister's had to say. God, this game has done such a great job of making fun of both conservatives and liberals, because it's absolutely accurate on both sides from a perspective of just
So sorry about all these
pure
buckets.
insanity of the far
seem to
left
have
and the
sprung a
far
leak.
right.
Well, several, actually.
You're going to need a whole new lining up there. Triple sealed, I shouldn't wonder.
We'll look into it.
Minister,
Shouldn't
so
you,
good to
wouldn't
see
you,
you
huh?
again.
Miss Wolfe, your star seems to be in the ascendant.
It's a great time to be alive.
Too bloody right, Peter Clement.
Megan Wolfe.
My, but that's a firm handshake you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks. Am I here?
Here, with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right you are, pet. Is your sea damp?
10 seconds, everybody.
No, mine's fine. Have you had a little accident?
Cheeky cow.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back.
You know what I want to hear. I want to hear Peter over here lose his shit. After talking about his, after talking about how his father shit himself and died all slow, I'm like, what are you talking about, man?
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
Jesus, a Rochelle face fucker! That one was massive! Right, no, this bastard's coming off!
That the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of... Oh, fuck! My grandmother with a rusty twat!
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
Oh, that's amazing.
For fuck's sake!
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You really do move at a breathless pace. It's hard to believe you've yet...
All right. Listen, y'all, this has been another episode of Gameplays that we are watching, not for broadcast. I mean, we're playing it. We're watching it, too. Anyway, you're going to have to come back next week. We got a lot more to go. Let's check in with you then, and I'm going to see y'all later. Peace.